I'm searching for South Africa's rarest animal and I've got 10 days to do it. 4 days in and so far I've had crazy encounters with a whole host of unreal wildlife, but the main one is still hidden. The pangolin, the rarest animal in South Africa. So far on this journey, I've seen plenty of pangolin-shaped rocks that have got me excited. There was a metal statue of one at a rest camp and stories of them being around. One even near the camp I'm now staying in. And that's where this video is going to start. So let's get into it. So for day 5, we're doing things a bit differently. We're on the back of a safari vehicle. Johan from the Safari Beyond reached out to me and offered to take me around and help me with the search for pangolin. He's a very experienced guide out here in South Africa, so let's see what we can get for the day. Starting things off nice and early, we're out of the gate and I'm using the Pulsar Merger XT50 thermal binoculars, and almost straight away I get a big heat signature.
I've got another one walking off to the right. Beautiful.
Well spotted, right?
It's thermal, babe. It's just not me.
And would you look at that, thanks to the Pulsar thermal binoculars, 2 lions were spotted, a class thing to see so early out of the gate. From here we continued on, scanning around and eventually seeing a young elephant. Further on we had this brief encounter with a hyena running in the road, but he was in a bit of a hurry to get away from us. And then we crossed paths with a herd of zebra, but later on down the road we got this lovely sighting of this black-backed jackal, a really cool looking thing. Then of course more elephants were to feature on this morning's drive before eventually coming across another big and class animal.
Yes. Right, that is 3 of the big 5 this morning.
3 of the big 5 already. What a start to the morning. Now, I need to remind you of the pyramid of excitement. So far it's been hard going, but in the last video I did manage to tick off rhino. This time in our location we've hopefully got chances at seeing more of these animals.
So we're in perfect cheetah habitat right now. Cruising. Hoping to see one. Oh, it'd be amazing. It's one of the pyramids.
And when I tell you that this is the next recorded clip, I'm not joking.
This could be something. This could be something. Hopefully it's something good. What is it? Oh yeah, right at the back. Yeah, I gotcha. No way. Ugh, just lying there. Cheetah. No way.
And would you flipping look at that? There's a cheetah lying down sunbathing. How amazing is that? Big shout out to Johan on this one. He steered us right to it, and that's another tick on the pyramid of excitement. I was absolutely buzzing with this. Cheetah are so rare to see in Kruger, and this was class.
That's such a cool thing to see. Just lying there. Cheetah. Oh, mate. What a glorious animal that is. Just proper beautiful, lying there, basking in the sun. That's so sick.
From this we drove on a little more and were greeted by a lion crossing the road. A really great start, it has to be said, just stuff happening everywhere. Next was this gorgeous looking elephant down in the riverbed. We got to see it do something pretty cool here, and what you're watching is an elephant digging. Basically there is still water here, but it's under the ground, so this elephant is digging its way towards it. Once it's located, it will hoover it up with its trunk and then slosh it all into its mouth. It's a pretty incredible ability to gather water from a seemingly dried up river, and I think it goes to show again just how cool elephants are. They're so interesting to watch all the time. A bit further and we encountered a herd that had a mother and calf. Just look at how small that little baby is. At this age they're so fun to watch. This one however tucked into a drink as we watched on, and that was really sweet. Sometimes though young elephants can be a bit rowdy, like this one. They throw their weight around and will initiate a few warning signs or try and bluff you to go away. Johan though, who's been a guide for decades, knows all about the tricks that elephants will try, and he walked us through all of them. Most of the time you'll see a trunk wave or a head shake and a little mock charge. If you just stand your ground you're pretty fine. However, here's one instance that we were to experience with a younger elephant. It went behind this tree, but it was still watching us and being cheeky. Johan said that once we were to drive past this tree it would chase us thinking it had the upper hand, so instead Johan put a stop to it.
he won't do that to another car. He'll kind of be a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah, because otherwise what happens is when people start reversing from them and they chase them, it's like a game. It's like, oh, yeah, so you're moving, we'll keep running and chase you until you kind of go, no.
It's interesting to hear that dynamic between elephants and humans, and to watch Johan call it out and it happened just as he said was really cool. Anyway, moving on from elephants for the time being, we got some class bird action with a pearl-spotted owlet and then some bigger birds at the side of the road.
Corey Bustards. Kitty's coming. Female lions, man. Outrageous to look at. I really like them. Third sets of lion today.
Seemed to be an absolute lion fest today. In fact, we were just seeing a lot of stuff full stop really. We had more buffalo at the side of the road, even more lions tucked away and a little bit out of sight. Then some of my favourites, the southern ground hornbill, were all walking in unison, searching for things to eat. We've had giraffe do a little skedaddle across the road as well, and even more lions. But as we were coming to the end of our journey with Johan though, driving down the riverside, we managed to see a couple of saddle-billed storks, which was amazing. Such beautiful animals, and a distinct lack of them in Kruger makes this a special sighting. There was also elephants getting into the river as well to cool off and have a drink. But now we come to a nature is brutal type of sighting. Before you think, oh my god, Cookie is about to show us some brutal scenes, that ain't the case, but it is a sad story. So along this river with the saddle-billed storks and elephants, there was a lone lion walking the banks. She was curiously looking around and then at one point decided to cross the river, which had me nervous for her because, well, crocodiles. But she was also calling, trying to make contact with something. And at the time we thought she might have got separated from her pride for some reason. However, now this is the sad bit, at the end of the day, as I was in bed and scrolling through my phone, I noticed the WhatsApp group chat for the latest sightings Kruger had gone berserk earlier in the day. The reason for that was then uploaded to YouTube with this title and thumbnail. Now, I'm not going to show the video here, but yeah, you can see what happens. So watching this footage back now, it's not a lion lost from its pride, it's a mother calling for her child who sadly for her has been taken by a crocodile. This is the helplessness and desperation of life, and it was happening right in front of me. And I think that just goes to show you how brutal nature can be. And this right here was a really sad sight. Right then, it's day 6. Day 5 was great for sightings, but sadly there was literally nothing in the way of pangolin. Also, day 5, your boy got ill. Proper bloody ill. Salmonella. It absolutely KO'd me and did for the remainder of the trip. So instead of being out for 10 hours a day, I just couldn't do it. I was all over the place and it was grotesque. I'll say no more. Just know that I was guzzling water like an elephant from a dry riverbed. I tried my best to mask it when filming, but if I look or sound rough, that's why, okay? Anyway, I made it up for the morning to have a drive and we found something relatively quickly.
Now, behind the camera, we finally managed to pick up a big kitty, a kitty cat, and it's a lion found on the thermal once again, the Pulsar Merger XT50s. Like from here, you just cannot see these lions, but thanks to this, we can see the heat signature straight through the bush, and then I've been able to try and pick it up with this, and I think you can see it a little bit with the camera. That's our view. Look at that. Try and find the lion. Good luck. It's so difficult, right? Like, thanks to this once again, being able to pick it up because it's so useful. Like, we'd have just driven straight past that, and we nearly did, but heat was there and we caught it. It's a female lion chilling. Love that. Right, well, that continues on the lions. Every single day we've been in the park, we have had lions, which has been great. It's been so cool. It's mad, really. Every single day, lions. Like, we're here searching for the other stuff, but we can't not see them. They're everywhere.
And that was all the talking to camera I did for day 6, because straight after that, I felt awful. On this drive today, though, we did see some cool stuff, and some stuff we got for the first time. Now prepare yourself, because this is quick. Yeah, that was a banded mongoose. Really cool looking thing, and that was all the footage we got of it. But we did see some elephants, of course, and then obviously there had to be some hyenas included, because just look at them. The most gorgeous little things. And then by the river, we had this African jacana looking all pretty in that. It's a good thing you can't really see their feet, because they're absolutely horrifying. So the top half, that's good. Also by the river was this tree full of yellow-billed storks. Look how impressive it looks. It's pretty mad, right? It's the first time I've seen this in Kruger, so that was cool. And just off in another tree nearby, there was an African fish eagle perched up, so that was really cool as well. I love them. I think they're wicked. And then another eagle. This one, though, was a bit unclear, but it was the batalier, and it was tucked away on a branch. It's unfortunate because they're absolutely beautiful when you can see them. But to finish it off, we did get a distant view of a really cool animal, and that is the klipspringer. It's always a real treat anytime you get to see them in Kruger. They're quite elusive, but I think such a really cool thing to see. But guys, the illness got the better of me, and that was it for the day. It's okay, though, because we move on to day 7. Still hopeful that a pangolin could appear. And amongst the animals that we had already seen numerous times before, there was a new one to unlock.
Mate, look at the size of him. That is genuinely the size of my hand. Jesus. Look at his legs. Look at them legs going. Come on, lad, get in the bush. More hyena. We've got some more babies chilling out in a storm drain. Look at them. Aren't they just the sweetest little things? Guys, check this out. This is a great sighting. Look at that. There is a chameleon crossing the road. Look at him go. Oh, mate. What an absolutely terrible animal to watch cross the road. He is going at 0.0001 mile an hour. Bloody hell.
I mean, just look at this. The way the fella is trying to cross here is like he's taking the mick. It was jokes to watch this, though, and it caused a massive traffic jam.
Nice one, big fella. He's got to cross. Everyone can now try and come through.
You know, it's kind of nice everyone stopping for an animal that isn't your typical A-lister like a lion or an elephant. But on we move, and one of the big 5 was about the buffalo. But again, illness did me in, and that was it for the daytime portion of the search for pangolin. However, I mustered up all the energy I could for a night drive, so here we go. Probably the best chance we have now of getting our pangolin. And literally, just outside the gate, I found us something exciting on the thermal.
There you go, straight away. Point it to the gate. Not even out of the gate.
That's right, an African wildcat just sitting down minding its own business until I saw it on the thermal. An animal part of the Secret 7, elusive and rare. What a cool thing to see. A bit further on into the night drive, scanning with the thermal, I caught something else skulking through the bushes.
Secret 7, yeah?
Yeah.
A large spotted genet. A tough one to see here, but see it we did. And this is another animal a part of the Secret 7, which takes us up to 2 on this night drive alone. The next thing we managed to see was a bit of excitement as someone shouted about something running in the tall grass. Yeah, a hyena just out for his nightly 5k, I guess. Cool to see that, right? In the road next, we had a black-backed jackal. This night drive was really giving us a show. Animals seemingly everywhere, ones you don't usually get to see, so we were having an absolute great time. And it was all going to get better as well, as the next thing to be spotted through the thermal was this. Can you guess what it is?
Mate, that's so cool looking. They're such a cool animal. It's the African raccoon.
That's right, that's the African civet, another of Africa's Secret 7. We're absolutely flying on this night drive, it's mad. Throughout this series, that takes us up to 4 of the 7 now, with just the serval, aardvark and pangolin missing, but we live in hope. Our drive continued where we saw a hippo out and about before pulling up at probably the same fellow we saw earlier, except this time he was higher up. If you can't spot it, it's this chameleon in the tree here. It's cool, isn't it? But then comes the heart-thumping moment. I'd spotted spotted something through the thermal. Could this be another animal from the Pyramid of Excitement?
It's definitely a cat, yeah. Behind the log.
I can't see much of a tail on it. Can we see what that is?
Yeah, I think it's African wildcat.
I'm getting too excited.
Unfortunately, no. Through the thermal briefly, I had thought it may be a serval, but as it turned out, it was another African wildcat. Naturally, I was disappointed, but how mental does that sound? Because that's 2 wildcats in one night. That's unreal. Speaking of seeing 2 things, here's another black-backed jackal roaming around. And then on the way back to the rest camp, of course we wouldn't miss out on a big kitty, would we? A big, beautiful lion lying down in the road. Every single day so far, we've seen a lion, and that's pretty mad, really. But unfortunately, that was the end of the night drive, and what a class one it was, but still, no pangolin. The guide for this one told me they had one on a night drive recently, which felt like a bit of a kick in the teeth, but that's okay. We move on to day 8 in the foggy morning, hopeful once again.
Look at that. Hippo out of the water in daytime. No way. That's crazy. Pan it over to your left. There's the dinner. But I'd love to see a hunt, I can't lie.
And I was maybe going to get my wish here. There were 4 lions tucked away behind a bush, and towards this watering hole were a whole host of animals like zebra, wildebeest, and warthog, all prey items for lions. The lions were watching on intently, and this is such an exciting time. It's so rare to see this type of action, so you best believe I stayed here for the long one. One of the lions decided to move up closer and tuck in behind another bush, but a few moments later, an elephant appeared, an adversary of lions. If the elephant kicks off, the lions will scarper. But amazingly, the elephant just sauntered on by without a care in the world. This then gave another lion a chance to move up closer too, joining the first. But in doing so, spooked the zebra and they made a bit of a fuss. However, the elephant also decided to tell the zebra off, so they were a bit stuck. On one hand, they had a couple of cats looking to take them down. On the other, the world's most dangerous animal giving it the big un. And then, one of the lions decided it was time to start kicking a hunt into motion, and she was to use us as a bit of a distraction.
Right, the zebs have legged it. I think that lion that's just passed us here, she's going to go straight up the road, cut across, and she's going to do what lions do to hunt. She's going to charge. She's the instigator of this hunt, right? She's going to charge straight at these zebra. She's going to send them into a panic. And they're going to run this way towards the other lions that are there. That's when they jump in. That's how lions hunt. And if we get to witness this, mate, I'll be beside myself.
She dipped down the side of the road out of view, so our attention turned back onto the other lions. They had decided it was time to move up, and now my heart was going. I'm gonna witness a hunt right here. The lions had planted themselves behind his concrete block so they could watch on for any activity. The other lion, out of shot, could send all the prey running this way, and they'd be in a prime spot to pounce now. Or a wildebeest could walk straight up to these 2 lions behind the concrete. At this point, my heart was racing, knowing that at any moment they could strike. However, they waited and waited. 2 hours went by with them in this position and animals coming close, but the lions leaving them, waiting for the right moment. After 3 hours though, it all kicked off.
Look at this. She's appeared. Over to the left, you've got all of the things that we thought they were going to hunt, but unfortunately, she's sent them the wrong way. So this is looking like a failed hunt. We've got the other two cats still sat behind this sort of well-looking thing, but it's looking like this lion here has made a mistake, sent the prey the wrong way. So what I was mentioning about getting behind and then attacking, sort of like scaring everything, is what she did. But rather than all of the prey run towards the other cats, they ran the opposite way. So she's made a mess of it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I didn't get that attempt on camera. It completely took me by surprise as I was too focused on the lions nearer me. It was just a puff of dust, animals legging it, and then this unit waltzing back like nothing had happened. But for a few hours, this was a mega exciting opportunity that just wasn't to be in the end. That's lions for you though. They've notoriously got a poor success rate with hunting, and that there goes to show it. But guys, that was all she wrote on this trip. The illness took over and I was battered. It was unfortunate, but life happens like that sometimes. I've seen some incredible things throughout this journey, with big things like rhino, cheetah, and secretary birds all being spotted. Lions every single day was also mad, and a potential hunt to finish it off, crazy. As far as a pangolin goes though, I end up nowhere nearer than when I started. After speaking with plenty of guides, hearing stories, and seeing footage, it just seemed like it was up to pure luck about if we were going to see one or not, and for me, it wasn't to be. I don't mind posting about my failures though. It's the journey that's most important, and I've created memories that will last a lifetime. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone for watching this series. I know it's not the end that you want, but we'll get them next time. And if you have enjoyed it, drop a like, leave a comment to let me know. And if you'd like to join me in Kruger for a South Africa trip, I have a sold out tour for next year, but I'm putting on another date. So if you'd fancy it, head to my website or DM me. The links are in the description. Also a shout out once again to Thomas Jacks for supplying the thermal gear by Pulsar. Incredible equipment that has been unreal to use through this series. For now though everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. It's gonna be chilly.